Hello, Eurovision friends. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Eurovision Histories. For this, my video rating and analyzing the Swiss entry, our host entry for Eurovision 2025. It is Voyage by Zoë Më. Zoë Më is a very interesting artist. Since she was announced as the Swiss artist, I have been checking out her discography, and there are a lot of songs that I immediately fell in love with. I love her voice as well. So check out her discography if you do like this song as well. She usually sings in German or French, and sometimes, or a lot of times actually, she mixes the two languages in her songs, which I am a big fan of, as you might know if you've been to this channel. So I'm a teeny tiny bit disappointed that this one is only in French, but still better than having it in English, because I kind of expected a German-French mix. This mix makes a lot of sense for her because she was born in German-speaking Switzerland, then they moved to Germany for a while, and then she moved to Freiburg, which is French-speaking, I understand, and she learned French there and really fell in love with the French language, which is why she sings in French. In this video, I will be looking at different elements of the song and performance as per usual, giving points from 1 to 5. Then I will also try to predict how our host country will do at Eurovision, how this entry will fare, and then we'll have a look at your votes and comments from the community tab of my channel as well. Let's look at the lyrics first, and I have 4 different interpretations of these lyrics for you, so buckle up. So let's read them. My innocent eyes discover the world, she starts singing in a naive way that could confuse the demons of the night. You throw words at me that choke me. No matter what happens, I lie down close to you tonight. And this I lie down close to you tonight would suggest to me, and did suggest to me at the beginning, that this is about a relationship, and the fact that she sings you throw words at me that choke me suggested to me that this might be a bit of a problematic relationship. And this interpretation of it being about a relationship works for the song, works for all of the lyrics. However, she continues singing, one day you'll understand that flowers are more beautiful when you water them. You've cut me so many times. If you want, I'll go with you to take a trip. And here, the relationship interpretation still works. However, it also could be about the relationship between the artist and her public. When you water flowers, they become more beautiful. When you like the art an artist produces, that will help their creativity. You've cut me so many times, maybe all the criticisms that artists have to deal with as well. And that also works in this part. Let me love you even if you don't love me. I'll drown in your tears. I'll share your soul's emptiness. You devour me with your gaze. So this devour me with your gaze, like the artist, the singer on the stage, and the public staring at them, maybe not giving them the love that they so much require and want. However, then I thought maybe she's also singing this to a different part of herself or a different version of herself that is always very self-critical. You devour me with your gaze. Maybe a bit depressed and not the best version of herself that it could be. I'll share your soul's emptiness. However, she sings to that version of herself. I'll never give up. No matter what happens, I'll never stop singing for you. And she also says at the very beginning that her naive eyes see the world in a very specific way, and maybe this other part of her is trying to take that away from her. And that can be amplified to a message that is for everyone, to all humanity and everyone listening to the song. And that's actually what the press release says. So I had a bit of help here, that this is a call to meet others with as much love and openness and understanding as possible, not closing off, even though they might throw bad words at you and not treat you in the way you want to be treated. Try to meet that in kindness, and that will make the world a better place. So I think that is the real message of the song. If it was about a relationship, it would be a bit problematic because it's kind of I'll stay in this toxic relationship as long as possible. But if you amplify it to everyone and people treating each other well, it makes a lot more sense. So I prefer that interpretation. The lyrics become a teeny tiny bit repetitive at the end when it's mostly faire un voyage, faire un voyage. However, I do like these lyrics. They're very open for interpretation, as you can see. And so I gave 4.5 points for the lyrics. Now, her voice, I fell completely in love with this voice from the moment I heard this very short introduction video that she did, telling us that she will welcome us to Basel, that she's happy to represent Switzerland. And she did that singing. So that's the first time I heard her voice, and I really fell in love with it. Did this deep dive into her discography because of the voice mostly. This soft, gentle quality that it has, very unassuming as well. I just completely fell in love with it. I'm quite obsessed with it as well. And it's on full display in this song, which I love. It's not trying to show off some vocal acrobatics or anything like that. It's very gentle and soft, and I really like that. However, I do also like that when the song intensifies a little bit, the strength that this very soft and gentle voice can develop. There's something very specific about the vocal tone, which I can't quite explain in words, that I just love. And so I gave 5 out of 5 points for the voice. Then for the performance, seeing her doing this little introduction clip, but also in the video clip, there's a specific charisma and this very specific presence and radiance that she has that I also love. It goes with this gentleness of her voice. You also see that in the way she moves and she interacts with us through her facial expressions, for example. It feels very authentic, very real. And I just believe every single note that she sings and everything she wants to tell us. And so I gave 5 out of 5 points for the performance as well. I think the video is very well produced. I love how it focuses on her and the specific charisma that she has, which is a great idea. I also think it underpins a bit this interpretation of it being a message to all people, because she sees all these different people and tries to connect to them on this street. And then the one person that she actually does connect with is the little girl, which might be that different part of her that I was talking about, or it is just a testament to the fact that children are just more aware of the world, see the world more with more open eyes. And when this more dramatic part of the song happens, you also see the people running past her, very stressed and not seeing life for what it is, and maybe not treating people as nicely as they could. So I do think that the video also helps bring the message of the song across. And so I gave 4.5 points for the video. Now for the song, I love the softness again. It feels like an old-fashioned chanson, but it doesn't sound old-fashioned. It sounds quite modern in its instrumentation. I love how laid back it is, how it starts with only a piano and her voice, because it really focuses on this very specific and unique voice as well. It's very soothing too. I love this beautiful stripped back instrumentation. And then when something, it's usually very small changes within the song, but when something changes, it feels much more impactful than it would in a more up-tempo or a song with way more instrumentation. So I really like that. It fits her voice and persona 100% as well. It feels quite ethereal. And the drama that sets in with the tempo change and the strings, which is when during the music video the people run past her, is just way more impactful than it would otherwise be. And I like that. And then I also love how the sun rises, illuminates her in the video, but it rises through the instrumentation in the song as well. It isn't a standard structure, which I also like. And it is not as catchy or memorable sometimes, I feel like. I don't know whether that would have destroyed the song. Making it more catchy probably would have, because it is more of a feeling and a vibe that you get when listening to the song. But in the end, as you notice, I like the song a lot. I gave 4.5 points for the song. The song counts 3 times, the rest counts once, and that gives us, you can already see it, 4.5 stars for the Swiss entry, which is very, very good. So, merci la Suisse for this beautiful chanson. Now, before I tell you my prediction for how Switzerland will do at Eurovision, do subscribe to this channel. Only a third of you watching this video are, and if you don't want to miss any of my future videos, do subscribe. There are also links to the socials in the description of this video. Now, Switzerland does not have to qualify. I wrote, do you think this can qualify, in my community poll, and a lot of people were there to correct me. Thank you for that. Even though some of you were a bit harsh in these corrections. But anyway, so no qualification, and Switzerland kind of followed my recommendation to Big Five countries, sending something that is more subdued, less televote friendly maybe, but more jury friendly. And they really did that with this song. Lots of crazy loud entries will probably qualify from the semifinals. And so having something like this already qualified for the final is a big positive, because it will stand out in this sea of more televote friendly songs. However, I don't think this is a very televote friendly song, because it's not very memorable. And I don't know how many people will connect to the song the way I have, and a few others in the community tab have suggested they have. I'm not sure how well this will work. If a very high intensity song is right before it, people might not be ready to enter this world that Zoë creates for us. So I'm a bit concerned about that. And it will also depend where in the lineup Switzerland is. Switzerland will draw the exact running order position. So if they draw first to fifth, then I think they might be in a bit of trouble. For now, I will predict 15th to 23rd position in the televote. However, I think the juries will recognize her great vocal performance, this very unique vocal tone as well. I do think they will recognize this subdued and understated instrumentation as well, the composition of the song. And so I think the juries might have this lower top 10, not bottom, lower top 10 or top 15. And that would give us an overall prediction of somewhere in the lower top 10, top 15, maybe even a bit lower if they are very early on in the running order. If they manage to create a moment, like with Salvador Sobral, like a very intimate staging, I hope they will have, then it might do actually a bit better. And I am not sure how Luan will feel about this song, because it's another ballad in French. I think Luan will have a ballad. Israel is singing partly in French as well, and it sounds a bit like a chanson as well. So that might take a few points away from each of these entries as well, including Switzerland. That is my prediction. Do let me know in the comments if you have a different one, and then we can discuss it. And before I let you go, let's look at your votes and comments from the community tab of my channel. 22% of you loved this entry and gave it 5 stars. 37% gave it 4 stars. 33% gave it 3 stars. And 8% gave it 1 or 2 stars. 22% giving this 5 stars is not a bad start, because that is the audience that you can possibly convince to call for your entry on the final of Eurovision. Now let's look at some of your comments. DS says, it bored me a little. I mean, I'll say this song is not for me, but I can see why others can like it. Okay. Snitsky says, a decent ballad, but kind of forgettable. And then Fonzie says, and I love these differences in opinion about one single song. Fonzie Game says, made me cry, piece of art. And then Lisa says, it's poetic and authentic and soothing. The bridge and the key change are excellent. I like Zoë Më's beautiful presence, and I hope the song will get top 10, 15. Then we have Lisa Kakashi. I am happy because I feel like it's a very good representation of many Swiss people's taste and culture, quite soft and pensive, unaufgeregt, simple in a way. It's a beautiful song with harmony and a good voice, soothing and poetic. It's not a goal to win this year, please just not 0 points, but I don't think that will happen here. I also don't think that will happen. At least a few juries will give this some points. And then Leon says it's a very sweet, calm, and charming song in French. In my opinion, it could stand out in the lineup this year. Also, we know that Switzerland can stage well. I have to mention, I love how all Big Five countries and the host country are all singing in their national language. Yeah, they are. If France doesn't sing in English, which I don't think will happen, but we shall see. Thank you for your comments, for your votes. Do subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. Let me know in the comments of this video how you feel about the Swiss song, and then I'll see you for my next video if you do subscribe. See you then, and bye-bye.